This is Kingdom's Rapture, Extra Episode Part 2. As I have already posted in my previous episode, Part 1, the reason for extra episodes is because the material that I researched on studying Revelation chapter 13 verse 6 was so much that I could not fit it all in 6 episodes of about 30 minutes long. Another reason for extra episodes is to avoid long videos because of the conditions by which I am making these episodes, which are among the worst conditions. I live in a very noisy neighborhood surrounded by every sound imaginable. The longer the episode, the more noise. With this extra episode, I will continue with Revelation chapter 13 verse 6, but unlike my previous episodes by which I analyzed the verse in the King James Bible, revealing its mysterious rapture, in this episode I will reveal that same rapture in the Catholic New Jerusalem Bible. Why Catholic Bible? Because Catholicism does not recognize any pre-ret rapture, nor does it teaches it, and the belief of it is unknown in Catholicism. The official position of the Catholic Church is that the book of Revelation is a fulfilled book, and its fulfillment came in the 1st century of the Christian era, with the second coming of Jesus Christ as the only event yet to be fulfilled. Other Catholic theologians believe that the book is in the process of fulfillment, and this process has been going on since Christianity began. Catholicism shares a similar view of the rapture of the reformist post-ret rapture. The only difference is that in Catholicism, the second coming of Jesus Christ is believed to be a surprise event, which could come any moment. This is probably the reason which led to the confusion about Catholicism having invented the pre-ret rapture. Because of this surprise event, rapture shared also in part of the Reformist Church. Only that the Catholic surprise event rapture is the second coming of Jesus Christ, with the book of Revelation today having been already fulfilled, or mostly fulfilled, or in the process of fulfillment. Why am I making a video on Revelation chapter 13 verse 6 under Catholic Bible? Because about 2 years ago, having discovered the evidence of the pre-ret rapture in the King James Bible, not satisfied, I wanted to demonstrate my finds in the Catholic New Jerusalem Bible. In other words, not only demonstrating it in the Reformist doctrine, but in the Catholic one also, becoming the first person, at least of my knowledge, to demonstrate the event through the Catholic New Jerusalem Bible. At this point we can begin. In front of us I have the master chalkboard. On my master chalkboard I have Revelation chapter 13 verse 6 from both the New Jerusalem Bible and the King James Bible. As I have said in my previous videos, the rapture is in the final 8 words of Revelation chapter 13 verse 6, King James Bible. In the New Jerusalem Bible, the rapture is in the final 10 words. I have also a medium chalkboard. On this chalkboard I have 6 verses from Psalms written down from both the New Jerusalem Bible and King James Bible. This will be the topic of part 3. I will show the chalkboard. I have also a small chalkboard with meanings of nouns, pronouns, adjectives, and verbs from the King James Bible Dictionary. And for those who have not seen my previous episodes, among the methods I use in the full meaning of verses, I search the meanings of verbs, nouns, pronouns, and adjectives in those verses. On the upper right side of the master chalkboard, I have Revelation chapter 13 verse 6 from the King James Bible. Next to it, Revelation chapter 13 verse 6 from the New Jerusalem Bible. In the King James Bible, Revelation chapter 13 verse 6 rapture is in 3 keywords of those final 8 words, by which I have already shown in my previous episodes, especially episode 6. And I will show it even now through the meanings of these 3 keywords from the King James Bible Dictionary. King James Bible, Revelation chapter 13, verse 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. The final 8 words are his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. The 3 key words are tabernacle, them, dwell. From the King James Bible Dictionary, tabernacle means temporary habitation. Them, from the Webster's Dictionary, means certain people. Dwell, from the King James Bible Dictionary, means to inhabit for a time. In other words, we would have a rapture in Revelation chapter 13, verse 6. We would have verse 6 speaking of the rapture. And this would make Revelation chapter 13, verse 6 the evidence that the rapture is before the second coming of Jesus Christ. For further details, I recommend to see episode 6, which all this is explained in detail. The same method will be used to show the rapture in the 4 key words of those final 10 words of Revelation chapter 13, verse 6 in the New Jerusalem Bible. In this case, instead of tabernacle, we have heavenly tent. Them, from the King James Bible, becomes those in the New Jerusalem Bible. Dwell, from the King James Bible, becomes sheltered in the New Jerusalem Bible. New Jerusalem Bible, Revelation chapter 13, verse 6. And it mouthed its blasphemies against God, against his name, his heavenly tent, and all those who are sheltered there. The final 10 words are his heavenly tent and all those who are sheltered there. The 4 key words are heavenly tent, those sheltered. Now this is the fascinating part. In the New Jerusalem Bible we have his heavenly tent, not heavenly tabernacle. In the King James Bible we have just tabernacle and not heavenly tabernacle. What is the difference between these two? There is no difference. In neither of these two we see heavenly tabernacle. But instead we see tent in the New Jerusalem Bible and tabernacle in the King James Bible. Tabernacle in the King James Bible Dictionary means tent, and tent in the King James Bible Dictionary means tabernacle. What does tabernacle mean? Tabernacle means temporary habitation. It also means tent. What does tent mean? Tent means temporary habitation or tabernacle under the King James Bible Dictionary. Heavenly tent in the New Jerusalem Bible literally means a heavenly temporary habitation. Those in the New Jerusalem Bible from the Webster's Dictionary is persons indicated or mentioned or understood from the situation, referring to those people of Revelation chapter 13, verse 6. And only those people and no other. Them in the King James Bible and from the Webster's Dictionary is certain people. And we know that the rapture will involve only a category of Christians, being an elected Christianity. Dwell in the King James Bible and from the King James Bible Dictionary means to inhabit for a time. But in the New Jerusalem Bible, instead of the verb dwell, we have the adjective shelter. And here there is a big difference between the dwell in the King James Bible, Revelation chapter 13, verse 6, and the shelter in the New Jerusalem Bible, Revelation chapter 13, verse 6. Because a dwell means to inhabit for a time, Shelter is something almost completely different. As I have already shown in my previous episodes, in the King James Bible, Revelation chapter 13 verse 6, in those final 8 words, there is the rapture. Hidden behind 3 words, being tabernacle, meaning temporary habitation, Delm from the Webster's Dictionary, certain people, dwell from the King James Bible Dictionary, to inhabit for a time. Souls in heaven as a temporary habitation, inhabiting heaven for a time, does not make any sense. It does not have any scripture either. People in heaven as a temporary habitation, inhabiting heaven for a time, has sense, and it has the scripture, being the rapture. The rapture is not occurring in verse 6, but it is spoken of through the blasphemies of the beast as a past event. In other words, the rapture is not on the second coming of Jesus Christ, but years before that event, and even before the rise of the beast, who rises in Revelation chapter 13 verse 1 and is blaspheming the rapture in verse 6. Now returning to Revelation chapter 13 verse 6, New Jerusalem Bible, here we're going into the specifics of those final 10 words. His, from the Webster's Dictionary. His is an adjective. It means relating to him or himself as possessor, agent, or object of an action. In other words, through that his, we know that it is referring to his tabernacle, being his tabernacle or his heavenly tent, God's tabernacle, God's heavenly tent. Those is a pronoun, Webster's Dictionary. Plural of that, the person, thing, or idea indicated, mentioned, or understood from the situation. One or a group of the indicated kind. And now shelter from the Webster's Dictionary. Shelter from the Webster's Dictionary is an adjective. It means something that covers or affords protection, an establishment providing food and shelter, an establishment that houses a position or the state of being covered and protected, to protect someone from danger, bad weather, etc., to provide shelter, to be in a place that provides protection from danger. Now this is the meaning of shelter from the Webster's Dictionary. Now I'm going to show the meaning of shelter from the King James Dictionary. Shelter from the King James Bible Dictionary. That which covers or defends from injury or annoyance, from storms, a shelter from heat, the state of being covered and protected, protection, security, he that defends or guards from danger, to cover from violence, injury, or attack, to defend, to protect, to secure or render safe, to harbor, to betake, to cover, or a safe place, to cover from notice, to disguise for protection. Now the question is this: Catholicism does not recognize any pre-ret rapture. Under Catholicism, the rapture is only on the second coming of Jesus Christ. The problem is that the adjective shelter can only be applied to living people. It cannot be applied to dead people or souls. But the adjective shelter, both from the Webster's Dictionary and the King James Dictionary, can only be applied to living people. In other words, Catholicism does not recognize any rapture before the second coming of Jesus Christ. But here we have its main Bible, the New Jerusalem Bible, which shows that there is a rapture spoken of in Revelation chapter 13 verse 6. And that rapture is not happening in Revelation chapter 13 verse 6, but years before the beast rises to power. We would have a Catholic Bible, the main Catholic Bible, speaking of the rapture and showing that this rapture is before the second coming of Jesus Christ. Thank you.